Today, Friday, marked the conclusion of the debates on the 2016 budget. What will follow in the coming week is consideration of the estimates and expenditure for the fiscal year. Among those taking the floor of the National Assembly on Friday was Minister of State Joseph Harmon, who claimed that after 23 years, the vision of the People's Progressive Party civic government was becoming blurred, and so were their ideas. He said it was on May 11, 2015 that Guyanese decided to give the People's Progressive Party civic government a long rest, thus the need for a fresh approach. Looking at increases for public servants, Minister Harmon reiterated what was stated in the budget speech by the Finance Minister, whereby public servants have to await the conclusion of discussions with the relevant unions. Minister Harmon is asking that public servants give the collective bargaining process an opportunity to work.
Mr. Speaker, this is what the unions want. This is what the unions demand. And as a person connected in the past to the Guyana Public Service Union, I can say without a doubt that this has been a source of frustration for the union.
Leader of the opposition, Gov'T, in his presentation said the opposition is glad that the government has reintroduced collective bargaining. Gov'T wants the union to make the best of the process.
And I hope that the public service unions will request at least a 50% increase in wages and salaries. Because if the ministers got a 50% increase in wages and salaries on a $579,000 base, then at least the public servants can get a 50% on a $75,000 base. And so I hope when they come to the table and make that argument, that they would not be told that their proposal is unrealistic.
The Minister of State argued that the People's Progressive Party's civic administration has a track record of not negotiating with the unions in good faith and usually impose an increase arbitrarily.
In 2001, meetings were held with the Public Service Ministry and the union. Meetings were aborted. A 5.5% increase was arbitrarily given. In 2002, meetings held with PSM again, aborted, an increase imposed of 5%. In 2003, the same thing. 2004, the same thing. 2005, it was 7%. 2006, 5% again. 2007, 9%. 2008, 10%. 2009, 2.9%. 2010, 8% and a 5%. 2011, 8%. 2012, 5%. 2013, 5%. 2014, 5 and 8%. And 2015, 5%.
Minister Harmon and Gov'T then traded arguments on the Public Service Commission of Inquiry. The government sees the COI as a guide, but for the opposition, the government's utterances cannot be taken seriously.
The APNU AFC administration commissioned an inquiry into the salaries and conditions of service of public servants. And it is our hope that when the commission's report is presented on the 29th of February 2016, that its recommendations will point the way forward for a modernized public service.
The commission was presented, and then we heard that, Mr. Speaker, we heard that the Commission of Inquiry and its recommendations are not gospel, that we can move away from it. We can put in place a COI, argue to the nation that we are waiting the recommendations of the COI. When it comes in and we don't like it, then we say it's not gospel. We move away from it. How can the public servants believe that the COI and its recommendations on their public service will be implemented in by this government?
The opposition leader charged that what has been found is a new virus sweeping across the country, which can be characterized as boastful, bombastic, and pompous. He said too that a lot of people are questioning the good life that the government talks about. Handel Duncan, HGP Nightly News.